Welcome back to Vintage and Things with your host, Drew Heifetz, where we talk about vintage and things. Today we're going to talk about things with my little bro, Jase, PFR Vintage, the man with the best mullet in the game.
Proud of that. Thank you.
You should be proud of that, dude. Your mullet is on fire.
Mad love on the mullet.
Nice.
Hell yeah. Good to be here, dog. Appreciate you having me.
Yeah, you doing good?
Doing good. Hanging in there.
Sweet. It's good to have you, man. This is episode 3. Actually, I've done more episodes, but this is interview number 3.
3 official.
Yeah, man. And I can imagine you're going to be on many more times than one.
Would love to be, yeah. Hopefully.
We have a lot of history, man.
For sure. Fam.
Yeah, dude.
We say F is in family.
Hell, that's what it's about.
Yeah.
That's where the name came from. That's where the name goes.
Hell yeah.
All right. What I want to start out with here is the last couple episodes, actually every episode, we're going to be giving out challenges.
Okay.
And you came through on one of the challenges.
I do.
So on the Thrift Lord episode, we threw out the challenge to acknowledge the person or the people who got you in the business. You know, show a little love.
Pay your dues. Pay your respects.
Pay your respects, yeah, you know, because everyone has a story of how they got in this business, and it's super important to acknowledge that where you came from.
Mm-hmm.
And then we also gave out a challenge on Chico's episode to manifest something into your life.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard that one.
I haven't checked that one yet. I need to catch up.
So he gave a crazy story about how something like manifested in his life. He found these photos, and then he was trying to find the photographer, and then he ended up meeting somebody who was at the photo shoot, so they knew the photographer, like so randomly.
Yeah.
So then I thought of and you've probably done this too. Have you ever manifested a piece in the bags, like a vintage piece?
For sure. I feel like as of late, even just the universe, I mean, we talk about that shit. The universe is crazy, and I feel like just music is always, you know, to the beat of your drum and, you know, your mood and just the things, especially with the rag game, like the things you find are with current, you know, things you're going through, you know, things your mood, whatever.
So tell the story of your latest manifest.
Let's see, what can I pinpoint one on? Because I mean,
just the other day you that Chanel jacket, right?
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I just posted. I was posting in the morning, like just a Chanel piece I had, and went out picking, and never usually do garage sales and stuff, and it was random too because it was a Thursday, so when they're usually not even hitting. Happened to stop at one and literally passed the house, and then was like, no, just turn around. You know, you got some cash in your pocket, just check it out. Chanel bomber sitting there. So it was like I posted the Chanel earlier, and then boom, another piece, you know, was right there. And I think we had recently just talked about too, like, you know, the universe manifesting shit like that, and it was crazy for it to just be. And I saw it and like asked the lady, and her response was like, oh, that one. So I'm like, okay, she's gonna tax on it. And she's like, $3. And I'm like, say less. And I'm glad I stopped.
Yeah, that's a good crazy come up. It's like that Chanel was on your mind, and there it was.
But I've had it happen too, just tons of times with either something like a piece you've never seen or something you're talking about, you know, that sparks in your brain, like, oh, like I wonder if that's out there, and then, you know, give it a week, and sure enough, it surfaces.
That's so rad. Usually we're doing these challenges at the end of the episode, but today I want to do it at the beginning. So let's hear your challenge for the people of the world.
Let's see. I challenge everyone to make amends with someone they've wronged.
I like
it. Whether you were wrong or they were wrong, just fucking hash it out. Life is too short.
Beef in general.
Yeah.
Don't hold the grudge.
Beef's ain't good. Yeah, it's not good to hold grudges. You're so much better, and you both can benefit so much more from keeping, you know, a positive relationship than a negative, for sure.
And then, you know, when you think about holding grudges or having beefs with people, the person who suffers usually is yourself, because you're just like, it's a negative energy. It takes energy to have that beef.
Exactly.
And by deading it, you can move on. live a happy and positive life.
And who you may even be able to build together, with whoever you're beefing. If y'all were chill, as far as like the vintage, you guys could be buying from each other, selling to each other,
Yeah, totally.
So
we've had beef with many people in the vintage game, man. But I will say, I'm happy to say that a lot of them are deaded. Probably most of them are deaded, or anybody that I care to be deaded with are deaded. And yeah, I've worked with them all since then in positive ways.
Yeah, likewise.
So, dead the beef.
Dead the beef.
I like it.
Hell yeah.
Okay, we're gonna cut back to the beginning because we kind of jumped ahead. We want to know Jase as a kid.
Jase as a kid.
What were you like as a kid, man? Paint a picture. You probably had the same hair.
Kind of actually did. Yeah, I know. I went through hairstyles. I had like a shaved head. I was the little hellion kid with a shaved head at one point. I think I definitely had the step.
Oh yeah.
Cut. I had to rock that at one point.
Did you ever go California Mohawk? Half shaved?
Never did the Mohawk. Cause my dad was like pretty strict. Growing up, like definitely no ears pierced. I could never bleach my hair. I always wanted to bleach my hair. When that was cool. Couldn't do that.
It's funny though. When I was a kid, everyone did that, but then you'd go in the pool in the summertime and your hair would just turn green.
Yeah.
So that
Screw yourself over real quick. Yeah. But yeah, pretty standard childhood. Grew up in California. Was riding dirt bikes at like 5. So I was blessed for my dad. Yeah, I grew up riding and stuff and got me into riding real early. Same with fishing. He used to be like a professional like bass fisherman. So we would like travel for tournaments and stuff, and which is weird because I love fishing now, and as a kid it was, getting dragged to the lake at like 4 a.m, and I hated that shit as a kid. Like fishing was like a chore.
Yeah.
And I learned to love it and, do it on my own time and
isn't that weird how that happens?
Yeah, what it is. But so yeah, I grew up fishing, riding bikes, skating. Was always into skating. I had an older cousin that was like all up on World Industries and like A-Team and all that shit when it was really big. So he was always like kind of had the Wet Willie tees and the Flame Boy tees and like all the dope shit that kind of put me on to skating. So
what was the scene like at your high school? Was there a lot of skaters? So you grew up here in California, right?
Yeah, I grew up in California. I grew up in Corona, to be specific, which is like right between San Diego and LA. And yeah, the skate scene was pretty strong. I actually was lucky, and they built a skate park right by my parents' house. Probably about when I was getting into high school, so I was chilling there a lot. It was honestly kind of more. It was definitely more core, because I kind of went through. I chilled at the skate park for sure as a kid as a whole, but I went through different phases, like being into biking and being into skating and the
like skate... So were the skate kids dirt bike kids too, or was that like a whole different thing?
It was like a very core, like just street, like a lot of them were like grimy and kind of more the punk scene. I feel like was into like the skate scene where I was at.
Okay. So we're talking like, what years are you in high school? What years?
2005 to 9.
Okay, totally. So it was like an emo kind of scene at that point? Yeah, I remember that era.
The kids, like tight-ass pants, like,
big time.
Looking sewn-on pants.
My sister's pants era.
Yeah.
Did you guys call it that?
Yeah, totally.
That was awesome.
But like when, Baker was super big, like Jim Greco, like how all those was like the Piss Drunks, and which was tying in the punk scene to the skate scene. Yeah, everyone had like scene hair and fucking black dyed hair and
yeah.
But it
crazy.
Was cool, yeah.
So we met you what year? What year did you come to Bowl?
I probably came to Bowl, I think like 2012.
Okay.
Would have probably been the first time.
And at that point, you weren't really into vintage yet.
Wasn't into vintage. I had always growing up, my mom and aunts, I was always going to thrift stores, and they were, big into thrifting, secondhand stuff. And
tell us about that. Like, were you, at that point when you would go with your mom, were you finding shit that you were like, oh, this is dope, I want to wear this? Or were you kind of like, why are we shopping at the thrift?
I was probably so small at this point, I was going to like just play with toys.
Oh, yeah. So they'd be like, park you in the toy section like I do with my kids.
Thing, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'd just keep busy with like cool toys that, that were dope toys at the time. You'd find shit.
Side note, thrifting with kids is fucking hard.
Yeah,
if you can't preoccupy them with toys, especially if you're at a thrift store when you're like, I'm in a town where I don't know. I don't really trust my kids just to like leave them in the
Yeah.
toy section of a big thrift store, and then you're trying to like thrift with the kids. Oh my god, it's tough. So respect to your mom for that.
I actually it was funny. Went to Vegas and I thrifted with my dog, and that was a chore. Yeah,
You're
I had a
holding your
sling
dog?
on, and she was good in the thrift. Everyone was tripping out on her, but it worked. But I could see that definitely being a struggle.
Yeah, yeah.
Having to maintain kids, but
So
so yeah,
when can you remember like when you first were in the thrift and you were like, I want to find like I found something sick that you're into?
probably thrifting for myself like that would be when I was older, like probably like 2010.
Okay.
2010, I would start thrifting for like the Fairfax stuff. So like Crooks and Castles. I was never really into Diamond, but like 10 Deep. Just a lot of the streetwear brands, yeah, that were expensive, but were popping up there.
Yeah.
That was shit I would rock anyways. I was really into like Karmaloop and like the streetwear scene at that point. So it was all the like New York brands and just indie kind of brands.
How did you end up finding us? How did you find us online? Because you found us online, right?
Yeah. So kind of like most, I think I got into the vintage scene through like snapbacks. So probably the snapback.
So just Googling one day or something, and you found us, and
because it wouldn't even have been on Instagram. I don't even know if Instagram was, when did Instagram even come out? 2010,
I don't know.
Before that, yeah, I don't even know.
I can remember Facebook came out 2007, or at least I got on Facebook in 2007 when we first opened the first store. I remember that was the golden era because you could start events on Facebook back then, and then if you had like people on your group page or your business page, you could message thousands of people so easily with one click. Now they've
like a mass message.
They've deaded all that shit. So it used to be like Facebook used to kill it for marketing for parties and stuff, but I don't remember when Instagram came up, but I do remember that when I first got on Instagram, I didn't even do it for myself. One of our staff members got an Instagram account, probably before it was even like a sharing platform. Because Instagram before you actually had friends and like different things. It was just to make photo filters, right?
And I remember when I got on it late, but even when I had it used to be only iPhone exclusive, and it wasn't even
on
Android.
The other one, and you had Android.
Yeah. No, I got an iPhone just so I could have instant to get on that wave, and yeah.
Ooh, that probably pushed iPhone sales heavy back then.
Totally.
That's crazy. Sure. I didn't know that.
Yeah, because it was before they had it on both, and but it would have had to have been just raw web searching that I found you guys.
That's cool.
Maybe Facebook.
So then I guess through the snapbacks, then you started seeing like what we were doing and what the scene was all about, and then you kind of got into vintage.
Like the streetwear tied in, so like you guys are doing all the cargo reworks and stuff. So super fucked with the joggers, like it was all jogger stuff. So just kind of getting that, and then like we kind of mentioned before, having you guys bring that to Bowl, and then just kind of I think during that period when I was like thrifting for myself, is I would just kind of randomly find things, and be like, okay, this is like worth money. But I know for sure the spin-off was I started flipping shit off Fairfax. And that was to just like, they would do Fairfax exclusive. It was actually like Pink Dolphin, which most people will laugh at. But they opened their LA store and were doing LA exclusives. So I would like proxy or, flip shit that way. That was only LA exclusive.
Oh, so you would hit the LA exclusives and you would like post on Instagram
or eBay and shit. Yeah, it was all eBay at that point.
Pink Dolphin was gnar when it came out.
Yeah. They were like Supreme. It was so limited, and like if you didn't get it on drop day, you didn't get it.
I don't even remember back then. So at that era when Pink Dolphin was they're still there, right? Mm-hmm. But it's like got sold to someone else now. It's like not even
PacSun and shit.
Yeah. Like, Supreme was there still at that point. Yeah, so they were right across the road from Supreme. Crazy. I remember who's the dude?
And there was no hype
because it was started by a rapper and his buddies, right?
Young L.
Young L. Yeah. We met Young L in Japan randomly. He was staying at the same hotel as us.
No shit.
Which is super weird. And we like hung out in his hotel room for a few hours and chopped it up. But he was friends with Adam. He used to work for us. And we almost did something with them back in the day. But they had this whole thing going on about like points. And you had to you collected points for buying shit at the drop. And you could use the points for more product or something.
I totally forgot about that. Yeah, they called them legend points.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was because their slogan was legends at our craft. So like all the customers were like legends, but yeah, you'd get a hat, and I forget if it was like 1 point or 2 points. They had an increment system, but every piece had a point, and then it was like I forget how many points you'd get. Like it was tiers, like $50 off, but you'd mail in the points, and then they'd shoot you a code. I totally forgot about that. That was sick, because that was, such a dope, like...
But that drives the kids to buy more and,
Yeah.
like, be there for the drops, because then you
Yeah.
get the points, and it's like collecting baseball cards. You got to
Mhm.
collect the points, and...
Because people were even, I remember faking faking the tags, like,
Oh,
because
no
it had
shit.
points on them.
Crazy.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
a trip,
No, so how long would you say that company was up before they went down?
That was, like, I feel like they kind of... Definitely their decline was they did a collab with Ian Connor.
That was a decline?
And that was, like, because that was the last thing I remember buying from them. It was a hat, and it flipped, like, for really, I think I sold it for, like, $150, and it was, like, a $40 hat. But, after that, it was just super mainstream, watered down, like Zoomies, PacSun, all the shit they were doing.
Sold out.
Yeah. But they, too, were the first doing, like, all the coin pouches and, like, they were ahead on the accessory shit for sure.
Yeah. So let's get into thrifting here a little bit. I want to know your personal process in the thrift. Okay, I know thrift is not your main source.
Mm.
Well, is thrifting your main source of stock? You think?
Honestly, I'd say you guys are the main source. Thrifting is just kind
to
of
us?
the filler.
Yeah.
For sure. I thrift often, but as far as
Are you seeing other wholesalers now at this point, or no?
No.
No, and you
No.
don't see other pickers. But you do bins and thrifting.
Yeah, bins and thrifting.
Okay. So give me Jase's guide to thrifting. You walk in that door. What happens next?
Walk in the door. Shit. I'm probably first looking for the new racks. There should usually be new racks out, sitting waiting. So hit those first.
Do they label them like new rack, or
no?
It's by the door, ready to go out.
Yeah,
okay.
They have kind of designated areas, so you know if it's there, it's new.
Straight to the new rack.
I'll kind of just scan, obviously outerwear, whatever, big stuff, but usually tees, like right off the bat is what I go to. So look at the new tees, whatever. Then I'm, again, kind of just scan the outerwear section, shoes, bags.
Okay. We got the breakdown.
Yeah, and then hit the tees hard.
My go-to always first
Leather.
in the thrift is leather.
Yeah.
I told you that,
Yeah,
right?
you told me that.
Because it annoys me that all the kids nowadays go right to the tees.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's more to this shit.
But
than
even
tees.
still, though, I feel like, to me, kids are going to go to outerwear more, where Tommy put, recognizable pieces are.
Yeah.
I've found a lot of people think tees are too tedious.
It is tedious. If you go to a Value Village that has 20 bars of tees, you're like fucking riffing through there for an hour. And that's when you get the cramp. You get the thrifter's cramp. You're like,
for real.
Fuck, my shoulders are like sore.
Rub it out, yeah.
Oh,
for real.
All right. How do you think, so you've probably been thrifting 5-6 years more? For vintage and for money?
For money.
2019 already.
A solid 5.
Yeah. So
sure.
How have you seen it change in this area in that time?
Shit, it's just crazy because when I first started, you'd go to Value Village Savers, and you'd find I can remember honestly finding, and my little brother even brought it up to me recently, you'd find 4 or 5 Tommy Polo Nautica jackets, spell outs, dope jackets. That's non-existent anymore. I can say back then I really wasn't on the tees as much, so I don't know what I can't say what I was missing. But definitely you don't find as much as you used to. But I think though really you couldn't sell it as easy. That it's bittersweet. It's you're finding more, but it's not. You're finding more because people don't want it, and then you're not finding it obviously because people want it. So
do you find? So what you're saying is now it's easier to sell shit?
Yeah, it's easier to sell shit, but harder to find in the wild.
Yeah. So the markets, it is kind of a catch-22. The
Yeah.
market boom, how popular vintage is right now, has helped you sell things, or has helped us all sell things, but also made it harder for us to find shit.
Mm-hmm. And it definitely drives up cost, with supplying, supplying.
Drives up cost, yeah, definitely in the heavy areas like LA.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, it makes it easier to sell.
Yeah.
So what's the answer here? What are we gonna do? Move to friggin' Alabama, man.
Yeah.
Start picking
move
there.
to the sticks. I mean, that's the good thing is I'm out of the city where I stay, so I do most of my picking out of the city. But yeah, I feel for the people in LA and Pasadena picking, and it'd be rough.
Yeah, totally.
I don't know what. I haven't been to the bins in LA in a while, but last time I went was with Taryn actually, and it was a shit show then. So I don't even know if they're worth going to anymore.
Chloe from Got It for the Cheap went today, and I hit him up, and he said it was fucking rammed. And there's so many people looking for the same shit.
Shit, and on a Monday after Rose Bowl.
Yeah, they're like, I sold a bunch of shit. Yeah. Go to the bins and stock up.
For real.
Every booth.
Plus, it was holiday.
Oh, true. So there's no school, so the kids are there too. Oh yeah. So summer break must suck at the bins.
Yeah.
Dude, it's actually so funny. Like
when I went with Taryn, it was like, most people think, okay, the bins, it's other heads going for what you want, but it's like out here, it's legit like 10, 12 people from the same flea going for the same, shit. Like,
yeah,
it's fucking rough.
That's why it pays to diversify.
Yeah.
Brings me into my next point, which I know you do. You diversify your picking, man, which is super smart. I've probably talked to you about this a bunch, but people who are picking in the bins and picking at the thrifts, they only have their source is what is in front of them, right? Mm-hmm. But the problem is these kids are going to the bins, going to the thrift, and they're like, I'm only going to buy rap tees. I'm only going to buy 90s fucking Nirvana tees. I'm only going to buy what's hype at the time or Supreme if I can find it in the thrift. Mm-hmm. And it's like the chances of you going to a thrift store and finding any of that crap is pretty slim, right?
Yeah.
So obviously you got to diversify out into other areas of clothing, which is super important. But also, like you've done, art, friggin' Tupperware, friggin' toys. What are those like housewares, electronics, dude? Like the thrift is kind of infinite, right?
No,
there's so much possibilities.
There. It's just knowing what to look for.
So tell us some of the stuff that you know. Drop some value here. Drop some knowledge on the people about areas outside of clothing in the thrift that you've scored on, and what people should look for.
Okay. Definitely art, like you said. This one thrift I go to has seemed to always have good art, and I just recognized recently it was P. Honeywood. I have to look up her name.
That's cool.
Can't even, remember now. But she did all the art for Little Bill, and she was on the set of the Cosby shows and all that stuff. So I recognized the art. I think it was maybe $10. Flipped it for $500 on eBay.
That's great money, man.
And it was a big collector out in Washington D.C. And she was buying it for her daughter. They had a bunch of other pieces and needed that one. So that was super dope. A bunch of toys. And shout out to Slobby Robbie for that, because he really put me on.
He did, yeah.
Keep my eyes open.
He's big up
toys.
on the toy game, man.
Totally. Had some really good toy scores. Shit, I've sold Barbies. I ain't even scared to say it, dog.
Well, dude, talking about toys and Barbie, Polly Pockets is worth a grip.
Yeah, those hit.
If you get Polly Pockets unopened in the box, it could be $500. But even a used one, I think, go for $50, $100.
Yeah. Shit, they got so many, Barbie collabs. Everyone's seen the Selena one. They got the Polo ones. And
there's probably as long as it's old and it's interesting, I'm sure a lot of Barbies sell, man.
Yeah. But it's just diversifying, keeping your eyes open for just things that are worth money.
Yeah, it's if you're gonna spend your time, you're gonna be there anyway.
Yeah.
Why would you not look around and find something else that you can sell, even if it doesn't fall into your niche of marketing?
No, yeah. You don't have to give a shit about what you're selling.
You don't have to post it on Instagram. It's not gonna make you a cool guy, but you can toss it on eBay and make some money.
And on that note, you shouldn't be doing it to be a cool guy.
Yes, that's right. You should not be doing it to be a cool guy.
Yeah.
It probably won't happen going to the thrift anyway, because it's getting tight.
Right.
Diversifying yourself is mad important. Okay, next. This is something that I have learned to enjoy and come to love and be okay with, obviously. But when we first started in this business, you didn't have many friends in the business. Because first of all, there wasn't as many people in the business, and I guess at that point I was the young head in the business, and most of the other guys were all older, and they were all kind of pissed that I was even around. But you basically didn't have friends within the business much, especially not picking in the same places or especially in the same zones, because the competition was super fierce, and there's just so much just a different mentality.
Like animosity.
Animosity
probably,
towards each other. And that's like super old head mentality. I've talked about that in my rant. I've talked about that all the time. And early on, we were kind of like, we don't want to be like that. We don't want to have that attitude, like live and let live. If you look at what's happening in the business now, there's so many more people involved, so much more competition. But like you said, it's way easier to sell shit. So it's like there's ups and downs to both of it, both sides of it. But I think in general, it's much better now than it ever has been. So how do you feel about that conversation, like picking with friends? And I know ever since I've known you, Ray's right here in the room. Come say hi, Ray.
Shout out, Foul Play.
We got two friends in the room, Foul Play Vintage.
What's good?
And picking with friends, it's like a weird concept to me because like going to the thrift, you're both going to want to buy the same shit. So like talk about this because you've always done this.
It just kind of depends on who you're picking with. Because like I have friends that we go for, like me and Ray kind of go for similar stuff, and then I have like the homie Casey. When I just went back east, he does like strictly sports. So it just depends. It's honestly just, I feel like the person, if you, and that it really shows a lot of a person when you dig with them, because there's a ton of people that can be super cool and like not cutthroat with it. And then there's people that you think are your homies, and as soon as you guys get to the flea or the thrift,
throwing elbows.
They're fucking, it's every man for himself. So I personally like it. I mean, I like both, but I would definitely rather pick with someone. It's cool showing your finds, and
it's good to have the energy to vibe off. I guess too. Also, I've always had Jesse, right? So it's like whenever we are apart and we find something sick, you get that like friggin' rush of adrenaline. Yeah. When you find something gnarly, we'll like call each other and be like, listen to what I just fucking found.
Totally.
So it's good to have that person for sure.
Yeah. And then plus too, if it's like, a thrift or whatever, I mean, it don't even matter. It's just like you're covering more ground.
It's true.
You get another set of eyes.
Plus, I guess I never thought about this before, but you could probably like be like, okay, we're hitting this thrift. You get tees and women.
No, exactly.
I get outerwear and this. Then we switch on the next thrift. And that could work.
I've done that shit, like with my little brother.
We used to
we'd do shit like that.
We'd switch black section because we both want the black tees first. Obviously, everybody does.
Yeah. Oh, so you'd be like, this one, you get it.
Next thrift, we'd be like, all right, you're black section. You go to the black section first, and then I go to the white
section.
See,
that's hella smart.
Yeah, and it makes it fun.
Kind of fair.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And I did.
Rushing to the black section.
I went to the bins one day with Taryn and Dave, and there was a bunch of other heads there that I don't really know names on. And I mean, the difference is that I was there just to have fun. I didn't need to find anything because I had my own sources and I get tons of stuff. But I fucking had a wicked time there because it was more about hanging out with those dudes and just like shooting the shit all day.
The camaraderie,
man. It was so fun. Totally. Everyone's like camped out with their bin, talking about stories, laughing at like the old ladies, grabbing weird shit, and just like having a good time,
Which essentially is the shit you and your homie should be doing. Like we were, at the
totally. It's just funny to me because
you're laughing at shit, fucking,
Yeah. It's just so different from when I started. Like I would go thrifting with my friend. I guess not even thrifting, but like I took some homies to like the bins a few times when I was younger, when I first started picking, but it was still always like, you're coming with me, you're picking for me or with me, but I get everything.
Yeah. So see, you already,
because it was like my source.
Yeah, no,
it was like my source. But anyway, times have changed, so there you go.
It's funner with friends. Yeah.
Totally funner with friends. Everything's funner with friends.
Yeah. Happiness is only
I will
real
say
when
though,
shared.
I'm going to talk about this on another episode, but being partners with friends can be fucking hard.
Oh yeah.
And it can end friendships, man.
Definitely.
So I want to get into that on an episode with a couple dudes who just opened a store. So we're going to talk about that. But you smoke weed.
I smoke weed.
Yeah. So how long have you smoked weed? There's no
holding
back on this shit. Yeah. So we're talking about.
There's no filter. I was actually hoping you would ask that because it's funny. I smoke. I think anyone who knows me would say I probably smoke a lot of weed. And I didn't start smoking until I think like end of junior year in high school, maybe senior year.
Okay.
So I was definitely later. But it was fucking pedal to the metal once once I started. But yeah.
Okay, questions about smoking weed. So for me personally, I don't like it. I mean, I smoked when I was a kid. I probably quit full time when I was like 18 or something.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like the kind of person that got mega paranoid on it, and I didn't like it, and it made me like kind of antisocial. So like, what does weed do for you?
Well, funny you say that too, because when I had first tried it, I didn't like it because it made me like that. I can remember being like at parties and shit, and I didn't want to talk to nobody. You know, I'd just be fucking stoned in the corner.
That's me. Man.
Yeah,
totally.
And then I don't know it. I don't know what really clicked. I've always kind of used weed as like a motivational tool, if you will. Like I've never been like, okay, we're just gonna get high and chill. Yeah. It's always like, let's go get baked and do something, you know. So it's always been kind of an energizing thing, if you will. Like you know, like it. Don't get me wrong, I'll get baked.
So like you'll smoke on a daily basis and you'll get shit done.
Yeah.
And like you don't think it like hinders your like your drive or your motivation?
I've juggled that one because I definitely feel like times when I'll cut down or not be smoking, I am more productive because I'm like looking for shit to do, you know. But it definitely is. I feel like a necessity with sanity and just taking the, you know, like But at the same time, it's a double-edged sword because I'll have times where it does make me paranoid, or like I like to smoke for anxiety, and then I'll have times where it gives me crazy anxiety.
Or it gives you anxiety.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or like almost like alcohol. Like if I'm have anxiety, you know, before I smoke, and then I smoke, it like spikes it. You know?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just kind of all mental. But
so how do you?
For me, it's again appetite, sleep. Like it just.
It works with you.
On some Pineapple Express shit, it makes everything better.
Nice. When you first were smoking in junior high, you couldn't go to a dispensary, right? Or were there dispensaries back then?
So yeah, well, it would have been high school. But yeah, no, it was just, you know, going to the dealer.
So California now is one of the states that's
recreational
legal.
Mm-hmm.
So technically you're supposed to have a medical card to get weed here now, or do you not anymore? You're done. So it's recreational, meaning like you can just go and get it. Okay. Yeah. And what we were talking about this the other day, but now there's like 20 states or something that
I think so. Yeah.
Legalized it.
You know how many states, Ray?
I don't know.
It's probably like 20 something, maybe 25. Shit, maybe even more.
And like, do you think more people smoke because it's legal now, or it's kind of like lost its cool edge now? It's like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I think it's kind of just, I think geographically, I feel like California has the, you know, oh, it's cool, like, because then you see other states like back east and stuff where it is legal. Everyone's not like fucking partying, you know, it's not like, oh, everyone's getting blazed, like.
It's whatever.
Yeah, and I think it's just Colorado's kind of on the same tip as California. Because there it blew up, definitely, you know, it was like everybody was smoking weed, but. Yeah,
well, they like had the most economic boom from it out of anybody, and they were killing it.
Yeah, no, here's like a different bird for sure. Because when I was just in Philly, like they have medical and stuff, but well, that's just medical, not recreational.
Yeah.
So that changes it, but.
All right, we're throwing it back to something that happened to you that you're probably still sad about. The day you had your Fear and Loathing Mosquito head shirt stolen.
Fuck, yeah.
Sad memories, right?
Sad memories.
I know, man. That was harsh.
That was really harsh.
Did you buy that shirt from us?
No, I got that from John. Shout out to Frank's Vice.
Shout out Frank's Vice.
Gave me a sick deal.
Which was what? Can you say?
I think I paid like $350.
$350, which that thing probably goes for $5 or $6, right?
Oh shit! I sold one for like $750. Well, I got.
You sold the one with holes in it first. Oh, well, you did a raffle. That's not actual pricing.
I've seen them go for $6, $7 for sure.
Okay.
Even
so,
distressed.
Smoking deal.
Yeah.
So let's hear about it.
So I came and saw you guys. It was like the Saturday before bowl. He was here at the hotel, just doing some shopping, and yeah, he's the homie, so he's like, you know, take the tea, you know, shoot me money at
And that tea was mint, right?
That one was mint.
That one was mint.
That one was fucking mint, yeah. Good XL. And so yeah, he's like, take the tee, just shoot me money at bowl tomorrow. It's all good. So I went to work. I was at Round 2 Vintage at the time. Had my like overnight bag, and this is when I was crashing with you guys, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, because I had like my overnight bag for the hotel.
So yeah, for people that don't know what he's talking about, he used to come here because Jase used to actually help us at the bowl.
Yeah.
On the Sundays.
For how many years? Like 3-4 years?
Probably, yeah, 3 years. Every Sunday, religiously, he'd come help us, and that was like our time to like show him the ropes, mentor him, learn about vintage.
Learned a shitload, yep. And then started doing like my buying during that time, but
So anyway, yeah. So you were gonna come here after work to sleep for the night.
Yeah, I had my overnight bag, all my stuff, and had that shirt from John in it. Was chilling in the back of the shop, just working my shift, and went to leave, and fucking bag was gone. Had fucking that $400 shirt that I hadn't even paid for yet.
It was a Supreme backpack. Was it Supreme?
Polo Sport backpack,
Okay.
sick Polo Sport backpack, but I had like my Supreme North Face toiletry bag in it, fresh eighth of weed, just everything, everything a growing boy needs. And it got ganked, and I had to give the homie $4 the next day at Rose Bowl.
That's the worst hurt because you hadn't even really paid for it.
I hadn't even worn it.
You haven't worn it, and you hadn't paid for it. So now you just have to pay for something that you don't have.
And even he felt so bad. He was like, dude, I don't even want to take this money from you. Like,
but I will anyway.
But, it is what it is. But yeah, that fucking sucked.
And this is still a mystery. A mystery surrounds the backpack being gone. So we won't get too deep on this, but could have been another R2 employee. I'm just going to throw out possible scenarios. Could have been our R2 employee. Could have been somebody walking the back door and ganked it. I mean, that's basically it, right?
Yeah, those are the two only options. It was in our back room, so...
we've had bags stolen out of our back room at F as in Frank.
Yeah.
A bunch. We had to lock it. Well, was the door locked or you don't know?
I don't think it was because people were kind of going in and out, loading stuff that was when they were doing their clearance booth, so.
Yeah, who knows? Plus, then the cameras were like on a fritz.
Yeah, the cameras weren't working.
So, no love there.
Yeah.
We had lots of stuff stolen. Well, not lots, but we had a couple bags stolen out of the back room of the shop. People would just like walk in the store and like run right for the back room. Well, they would kind of like pretend they're shopping, walk for the back room, open the back room, go and grab any backpack that was there. Because like if there's a staff on shift, they're gonna leave their wallet, their phone, whatever they had that day in their bag. Maybe a computer, right? And if you score a computer, you're fucking laughing. One day, I walk in the back room because I always came in from the back of the store, and then I go in the back room, and then this person came in from the front, so I didn't see him. He was already in the back room when I came in the back room.
Like from the rag machine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I came through the rag machine, but this might have been, this is when we first opened the rag. So he's just about to leave the back room. As I pull in the back room, I'm like, yo, what the fuck? And he like starts like puffing it out the front of the store, and I run after him, grab him on his shoulder, like pull him around. I think I got the backpack off him. Turns around, and I was like I don't even know exactly what happened, but he basically like, I grabbed the backpack. He turns around and like goes to like swing at me, and like gets up and like keeps going. And then there was this whole. I think he actually did hit me. I think he punched me.
Oh shit!
And then he kept running, and I like had to go chase him out of the store. And then this whole thing went down. Called the cops. It was like this whole fucking thing. But the reason I didn't get into it with them in the store is because I don't know if how it is here, but even if someone's robbing you in Canada. And like they're stealing. Like if you touch them, they can sue the shit out of you. It's probably the same here. Yeah. So I'm like, if I do anything to this guy, even if he is like a homeless crackhead, he can sue the shit out of me.
It's fucked.
It's so fucked.
Yeah. Because there's been cases out here where people like are getting their houses broken into or something, or someone falls through the roof. It's a burglar falls through the roof, breaks their leg. They can fucking sue the homeowner. Yeah. And it's so whack.
So yeah, that shit does happen. Sucks you lost that tee.
Yeah.
My condolences.
Onward and upward, yeah.
Onward and upward.
And thieves fucking suck. Don't steal shit.
Thieves fucking suck, and it's super fucking bad karma, and that shit will come back to you no matter what. That shit will come back to you. So, even if you think you're being slick and you got away with it, you didn't really get away with it because karma is going to follow you and fuck you.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, let's take a little intermission here. Let's play a game. Let's get to know you a little bit with a little this or that.
Okay. What you got?
Okay. Gonna go easy start. Netflix or YouTube?
Netflix.
All right. Ocean or lake?
Lake.
All right. Nike or Adidas? This is a hard one.
That's kind of
really
hard.
What do you have more of right now?
Nike.
So what's the defining factor between Nike and Adidas? Like, what are you down with?
I feel like
Adidas?
a lot of I'm wearing Adidas right now.
What do you got on?
The
Yeezys.
Honestly, the Adidas,
what version is this? Because I can't see it on camera.
500.
Okay.
The utility black, but honestly, Adidas kills it with the Boost. I'm a big fan of the Boost. So.
And they have the Boost snowboard boot.
Yeah.
I need to get that.
Yeah, Mando.
So, since you're wearing Yeezys, let's talk about Yeezys for a second. What's the deal, man? Are Yeezys dead?
I think they're pretty much done. They've just oversaturated with the colorways.
Yeah, resale's dead, right?
Yeah, resale's definitely dead.
Are any colorways going for money anymore?
No.
Do you follow it?
It's semi-close, but I feel like the only Yeezys now that even bring money it's the original, like the first colorways.
Because any of the new releases are way saturated.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was watching something on it, and they were talking about how they did too many colorways of the same shoe, so many of the colorways are so similar that you can barely even tell the difference, and you're like, why do I need 5 of almost the same colorway?
They got like a white, an off-white, a beige, a fucking
cocaine.
Yeah, like real off-white.
Okay.
But yeah, just oversaturation for sure.
Okay, call or text?
Call. Fuck texting.
Fuck texting. Man, I'm glad you said that because
let's dive into this.
Let's dive into this.
Is a good
I have a really recent example of how texts get fucked. So I was having a staff meeting with the new Frankie girls last week, literally 5 days ago, and they're all kind of giving me the grinds about how I text because I'm super short on my text. I'm super short on text. I know it. Everyone who fucks with me or knows me knows I'm one word answers sometimes because I'm busy. I got mad shit on my mind. So they were all telling me how scared they are of me and this and that because of the way I text, and I'm like, you don't need to worry about that. It's just the way I text. I'm not yelling at you.
That's
unless
funny.
It's all caps.
But that's the thing, so much gets misconstrued through text for sure. And these days, man, it's people, I feel get off on hiding behind a screen.
That's true. It's true.
It's easy, but it's people have a fixation with it or something nowadays, It's weird.
And to really communicate well on text, you got to put the time in. You got to spell it out. You got to put your niceties in. What you up to? Oh, thanks so much. Blah, 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 blah. That's not me.
Yeah.
So I try to call, but obviously I text a lot still. Me and Taryn talked about this, about how he went to meet a girl after a text, kind of an Instagram sort of. They only knew each other through Instagram, and then he when he was on his roundabout America trip, he flew out to meet this girl. I remember him telling me it was so fucking awkward, everything was chill on the DMs, so good, and then
exactly.
he met her in person.
Well, and I listened to that interview with him, and he hit the nail on the head perfect with, you're only seeing the best of people on social media. They're not going to show you, a shitty day or, them looking bad or even just, people post bullshit on social media. It's just them talking, whatever. They're not going to, most people won't pour their heart out, or express real feelings on social media. They're going to play a hard ass or fucking, I don't give a fuck. So, yeah.
So true.
It's just a facade.
You just made me think of another challenge for another episode.
Boom.
Show yourself, man.
Show yourself. Boom.
But I think too, if you do show yourself and if you be real, I'm not talking because I have some Facebook friends that are just bitching all day long about everything. That's a little much.
Put your life on it on social media.
But be real and it's nice to know, it's relatable to know that your life isn't all fucking rainbows and fairy tales and ice cream sundaes, because none of our lives are like
people
that.
relate more to imperfection.
Exactly. Okay, BOGO or all over print Spider-Man?
BOGO or all over?
Box logo.
Oh.
I thought you were a Supreme man.
I'm wait, that's a crazy comparison. All all
Isn't
over
that the
Spider.
term?
Yeah.
Is that what the kids say?
Yeah. I've personally never used BOGO because I think buy one get one free when I hear BOGO. I had a homie, shout out to my homie Gomez, super clown a kid one day on Melrose for asking for a BOGO. He's like, "What is a BOGO?" And he's like, "A box logo." And he's like, "No, a BOGO is something your mom gets. It's a buy one get one free." But all over Spider-Man all day.
Okay. What are these? What would you value in all over print Spider-Man? There's a Spider-Man shirt that has the spider on the front and the Venom on the back, all over print, right?
I think so.
That's like a heavy hitter. Do you guys know what that's going for?
Fuck, apparently 1,000 plus. You're saying.
I don't know what shirt that was that I heard was 1,000 plus. And apparently it was lapsed too far off eBay to even see that shirt.
Oh,
so
yeah.
the rumor is that all over print Marvel shirt went for 1,500. Is the rumor. Only thing I could see was 500.
Fuck.
Have you seen anything, Ray, that's more than that?
I know they're up there.
Yeah, they're getting up there. Marvel's like popping. Anyway.
I would say one goes for 150 to 2.
Yeah, okay.
I think that's fair.
That's fair for sure. But I think they're definitely hitting harder than that. Okay. We're going to play another game in a minute, but let's get back to some stuff here. Speaking of that, what's your favorite, or what's your grail right now? Like what, or a couple, what items have you never gotten that you really want, or?
Let's see. Probably grail right now would be I have an 80s Lost Boys.
You have it?
Yeah.
Okay.
That one's probably like one of my favorite shirts right now.
Is that is straight up text, no? Or does it have
No,
a
it
graphic?
has Kiefer's face.
Okay, sick.
I think it says Lost in the Shadows. That I have Ralph Steadman, Fear and Loathing. That's like one of my favorites. And then a couple deads. I like to collect the deads from like places I go. So I have like some really sick Vegas ones. I'm trying to get a New York one.
Yeah, like the casino.
Yeah.
Roulette table one.
Yeah. I want the one that I'm after is the New York one, where he's on the Empire State or whatever.
Sick.
So that's one I want. And then I got some, as far as other grails, like, I'm still into it, but not as hard as I was, polo tees.
Like
I got some
the
dope, like,
tees
outing, country and outing ones, like friends and family ones.
Yeah.
Some of those.
Is there like specific ones you need, or you just kind of?
I have all the country ones, like the front page.
Yeah.
But there's a few like friends and family ones I don't have. They're from the outings.
Friends and family are the rarest.
Yeah.
How many do you think of those tees were even made? Like for like a friends and family picnic shirt?
Yeah,
or whatever?
right.
Like,
That's what it'd have to be.
it would be like a couple hundred max. Probably.
Yeah.
So yeah, hella rare.
Yeah.
We've had you up to Canada. Well, I've had you to Canada a bunch.
Yeah.
You've done three trips. One with Jesse's birthday. 2 trips to me, or was it 3 trips to me? No, you did 3 trips to me.
3 to you and then Rebel Stub.
Yeah, so that's 4 times to
Yeah.
Canada. International traveler.
Yeah. Mad love for Canada.
It blows my mind when there's. Have you ever left America?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So you won't be mad that I say this, but it blows my mind when there's people in America that haven't even left their own country, like gone south of the border to Mexico or just north of the border to Canada. It's like, get a damn passport and go see the world. You don't even have to get on a plane. You can literally drive.
There's people that don't leave their city.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, or state.
People that don't leave the city. It's like, I would be, I don't know. I get so cabin fever, even just staying in Vancouver or Squamish for too long. Like, I need to get out.
No, I feel that.
So tell us about Canada from a American perspective.
It's perfect.
Yes.
Honestly, yeah, I really don't have any complaints about. Every time I go, it's all love. Food's good. Currency's sick.
Yeah. Currency's low.
Weather's always dope. Super sick scenery. Ton of shit to do.
Yeah, so you came up, the first time was a snowboard / picking.
Yeah.
Took you out on the snowmobile.
Yeah, went sledding.
Got to shred some POW.
Yeah, sick POW lines.
And then what, you went picking a bunch in Vancouver.
Picking in Vancouver. That was like first rag trip, like rag house times.
Yeah.
Check the shop, like seeing all the Frankie stuff.
Yeah. That was fun. And then second trip was a salmon run, right?
Second was salmon run. Yeah.
August, you came for my birthday.
Yeah.
The only time you seen me smoked out.
No, and you didn't even smoke that time.
Oh, so have you ever seen me smoke or no?
Just at Revelstoke.
Oh yeah. Okay.
But yeah, for your birthday and the salmon run, that shit was epic.
That shit was
Caught
super
that
epic.
fat fucking salmon last cast.
Yeah, so me and Jase, you and me were out there on the bar whole morning. We got up pretty early that day, right? Like we were out there like 7:30, 8 o'clock. Hiked way down the sandbar to like the end before all the fishermen. Spent like 2 or 3 hours fishing. You had a couple on, I had a couple on, but we lost them all, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end of the session, we're like, shit, we gotta go. Like Ren wants us home. It's like noon. My wife wanted me home. We both get fish on. Double header.
Yeah, it was tandem hookup. Yeah.
It was sick. I lost mine like a foot before the fucking shore, and you got yours in. And then we took it home and ate it.
Fat feast.
Birthday dinner.
Yeah.
And then got wasted, hung out in my backyard by the bonfire.
Bonfire, hell yeah.
That was good times.
But yeah, good ass times, man.
Okay, but let's talk about Jesse's birthday for a minute here. Because that shit was wild.
That was epic.
Yeah. 8 guys in Revelstoke for a week celebrating Jesse's 40th birthday last January.
Epic times.
Yeah. And you pretty much, that was the first time meeting most of those dudes, right? For you?
Yeah. I'd met Pete before, but yeah, everyone else. First time.
Yeah, good group of dudes, right?
Yep. Solid ass group of dudes.
So tell the people about our challenges.
So yeah, we did Thrasher King of the Road was our inspiration pretty much, and on the way up and everything, we're devising the master list of challenges and fucking feats of strength for people to do, and yeah, that shit was a lot of fun.
Yeah, so there's 8 of us, and then we made 2 teams.
Yeah. What was it?
We got screwed. We got screwed a little bit because we had Dan who took off for 2 days on our team. Pete was on our team?
No,
Pete wasn't on our team.
No.
They picked Pete.
Yeah, because it was old. What was it? Old. What were our
names?
Was
young
and dumb.
Young and dumb and old and gay.
Yeah.
I forgot the names. Because it was Jesse, Richie, Drip, and Pete. So there was 3 old guys and a gay dude. And then it was me, Dan, you, and who else? Drip was on our team.
Drip was on our team.
Yeah.
They had Todd.
Oh, they had Todd. Yeah. So it was me, Drip, and Dan, and then you were the young.
I was the young.
And we were the dumb. So we got smoked in the end, but it came down to super close. We had challenges like there was ski challenges. Fucking Richie killed it. There was a challenge where you had to fall on purpose in the lift line and make the whole lift stop. Oh my God, when he did that, dude, and he didn't tell anybody. He just like does this ridiculous like slip and fall in the middle of the lift line. He's like, stop the lift! Stop the lift!
Are you getting dragged by that shit?
That's so good. Then there was like all these other.
Yeah, I remember Jess's face when he did it. Fucking the biggest oh shit look at his
There was
face.
a denim ride challenge where you had to put on full jeans and ride top to bottom run. There was a naked in public challenge where you just had to like take all your clothes off anywhere in town. There was weird eating challenges like snorting hot sauce, eating an onion.
Yeah, you got down on the. What'd you do? The pepper?
I did. I snorted the friggin' like chili powder spice mix, and then I realized after the fact, I'm like, that's probably so bad for my lungs. Like, what the hell was I thinking?
I remember we were tripping. Like your shit was like swelling or
I was like,
yeah, it was all bad.
Not good.
All inflamed and shit.
Oh,
but that shit was like, it was funny too, because even doing stupid shit, it was never not fun. You know, that shit was a blast fucking the whole time.
That was good times.
And then you just fueled the one up each other.
Yeah. Jeez, that was a good trip.
But yeah, epic trip. Epic food.
Yeah. And just riding Revelstoke, boys trip.
Yeah, like 5 days of riding.
It's crazy. Haven't done that in years. All right, so back to the vintage game. Let's talk about your jobs, man. Like outside of vintage, like what have you done? Who have you worked for? Like, did you even work many jobs before you were?
A bit of everything, yeah. So my first job was a grocery store, you know, typical bag boy. And then I worked with my uncle who has a prop company, which was really dope. He does a lot of shit for Disney and like concerts and theme parks and stuff. So it's like kind of vintage based, I guess. But we were just throwing crazy parties for fucking big corporate parties for like any theme people would want. Pirates, cowboys, fucking.
You'd be like doing gnarly sets, and
Yeah.
interesting shit.
So it was dope. It was
Yeah, at
always
least that
something different.
changes. Yeah.
Always something different. And then we were going to like we'd do stuff at like Santa Barbara Zoo, and so you'd go all over, a lot of road trips and stuff. But did that, and then I worked for an aerospace company randomly. Yeah, where I live now.
What was your job there?
I started just doing like deburring the parts, if I can get like the edges, off the parts and shit. And then it was really weird. They moved me from there into do like they were like, okay, this dude knows his fucking ass from his foot. Let's fucking give him a job that he'll do something at. So they had me start doing like estimating for the parts. Then had me like ordering the material for the parts. Like it was quote unquote material handling. But had me like driving a forklift, all this shit uncertified and like super like crazy stress levels for what I was getting paid. So I wasn't having that. That's when I boned out up to Mammoth. So worked up at the ski resort. I'd gone up there like the first time with homies and was just like hating my aerospace job. Was like, this is where I need to be. Fucking got a job. Fucking boned out.
And you were only like 20 at the time, or how old?
I was like 21, maybe 22.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's
like
probably part of the reason that like we became homies, because you had that time like and you're a snowboarder and I was like
probably similar to yours.
Yeah, I spent so many years up in Whistler snowboarding out of high school, so like I think it's a rad experience for anybody to do.
Yeah,
really.
No, definitely. And then met fucking this fool Ray. He moved up like 2 weeks after I did. Worked a resort at this fool and another homie. And shit, that was just epic times. Fucking partying, fucking.
Just had a funny thought.
What's that?
You have Ship of Fools, the shirt?
Yeah.
For you, that's just Ship of Friends.
No shit.
You call everybody fool. Sometimes when you're talking, I'll be like, this fool, that fool. I'm like, so was that guy a friend or was that guy an enemy or was it?
Yeah.
I can't tell what you're talking about.
Everyone's a fool. Yeah. No shit.
You need to wear the Ship of Fools more, dude.
I should just take it off the site if I can keep it. For real though. Or I'll do a post and tag all you guys fucking in the whole ship with all the skeletons.
Dude, that's the meme. That's the fool's meme.
But so yeah, Mammoth was super epic. But kind of just, I feel like was maturing and realized, okay, this is fun, for a season or two, whatever, like you're not going to save money here.
No.
So my pops has custom cabinet business. They used to have for like 30 years. So he needed help at the time. Season was ending. So I went back, worked with him. So pretty much learned that trade, which was really dope. Just kind of the ins and outs, cabinet making and whatnot. And then from there, just made the push, PFR, full time. And then
and round two.
Jumped into round two. Yeah, I was doing PFR solo for a minute, and then had moved to Orange County. And right as I had moved, Sean actually hit me up and was like, yo, do you want to work? I was like,
yeah, that was early days of round two.
Yeah.
It's funny, I look at the business like before round two and after round two, because like I honestly think like that their push into the business like changed the landscape of what it is now.
Yeah, for sure.
And it like brought so much mainstream light and attention into the business. Did you learn a lot at that job?
Oh yeah, it was all good experiences there for sure. I learned a lot about vintage, and then towards the end of being there, I was working at the gallery and stuff, so I learned a lot about Supreme and like Cause and all the hype streetwear stuff, and it was really really good experience for sure.
It's super valuable stuff. I mean, it's like kind of training for life, and it's kind of it's knowledge that like puts you into a position that you can make money from anywhere at any time,
And you came in contact with a lot of people in other markets and just demographics.
Plus, you probably met. Obviously you met lots of friends because you're still friends with a bunch of those homies.
Yeah.
And then customers too. You probably met tons of dudes.
Yeah. That's just the networking, being in that spot, on Melrose, you see so many walks of life and stuff,
Yeah. I couldn't believe it, man. I was there on a weekend a couple months ago. Just walking down Melrose, the amount of people, it's just horrible.
And I've even seen since like, because I can remember going like in high school to Melrose, like you go over there for like kind of like denim, and they had dope denim and stuff, and even just how it's changed from back then. Yeah, and even from the time I've been working there, how much it's changed. It's kind of getting like a Venice vibe now. There's a lot of people hanging out, on the sidewalk, and like, there's people panhandling, and
which is rad, because I feel like Melrose was the spot even before my day coming to LA. So like, we're talking
shit's got so much
in the
history.
90s. Like, I think it was popping in the 90s with vintage stores and like the cool place to hang out.
Yeah.
And then it kind of, still was cool through the early 2000s, but definitely had like a 10-year span where it was not cool. It was like just import shit stores. We maybe still some tattoo shops and stuff, a couple vintage stores, but they were like schleppy vintage stores.
It was like, when I would have been going in high, it was like when Affliction was big, Ed Hardy, because it was designer jeans and shit like that. Yeah. Like, that was all there. So yeah, it was very...
And now it's like on the up again for like this big resurgence, which is super rad.
Yeah.
Because we're going to open a Frankie store there.
Yeah.
You heard it here first. Frankie Melrose, coming 2020. I had to think about that for a minute.
Yeah, I was like...
Maybe 2020.
Yeah.
We'll see how things pan out. Okay, we're going to play another game. This game is Would You Rather. Okay?
Okay, this is a good one.
Okay. Would you rather thrift one-handed for a whole year or only be allowed to pick at yard sales?
Oh, shit. That's a good one. Fucking...
Because, yard sales are super hit and miss. You could go to 10 yard sales and not see one piece of clothes.
Yeah.
But you get a good cramp on your shoulder if you can only search
I'm going to go with the one arm.
You can go one arm?
That one arm would be swole as fuck by the end of the year.
Beef. Okay. Would you rather find a mosquito head with no sleeves or like a 1930s buckleback Levi's cut to shorts? You like this?
Cut into fucking like Reno 911 shorts.
Oh,
dude,
yeah.
Fucking...
Both very disappointing things.
Yeah. I'm going to say give me the buckle back, though.
All right.
Still got more meat on the bone.
Let's talk about this. So, what do you think the value of a sleeveless mosquito head? How much percentage is going to drop it?
Depending on the mosquito, I'd say 40 to 50% for sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
It would have to be like a dumb rare print for someone to be wanting to snap on it.
To not give a fuck.
And they're still going to pay way less. So.
Yeah. What do you think on the buckle back?
Oh, shit. Like the buckle back, it's going to kill the value so hard, but people still fuck with Levi's
I feel like
for
you
parts
still have
and
that.
things.
Yeah, exactly. Have those.
And like if it was, if it was 30s, probably kill it a lot. But if it was early bucklebacks, you could probably still sell them for good money because just the parts and like the denim details, right? Because for design details, you still have them there. But again, I don't really know. I haven't even found that many buckleback shorts. That's hella rare.
I just thought of Dave's sleeve.
Yeah. So we're sitting we're doing the appointments on Friday. And our friend Dave went to an estate sale that day. He's like, check this out. Just 2 Levi's sleeves. No body. No body. Just the 2 sleeves. And you know what's so epic about that is that he busts them out, and I'm like, looking at him, I'm like, I took my best guess. I'm like, oh, it's probably like a 2nd edition sleeve. And I'm just like, just by the color and the look of it, the cuff, I guess. But our buddy Tomo was there, and Tomo was actually like, no, this is like a 70s because of this detail, because it had a seam. So a Big E sleeve will only have the one seam, so it's one piece of fabric sewn together. But this one had 2 seams, meaning it's 2 pieces of fabric, which I would never have even known that detail at all if we hadn't randomly seen Dave's sleeve.
Right.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
And it's crazy that like Japanese guys 9 out of 10 times have more information than Americans about all American clothing.
Yeah.
From my experience. If you can stump a Japanese person by like a Japanese vintage head and show them something they haven't seen, that's a feat.
It's something good. For sure.
Okay, here's another one. Good one. Okay. Would you rather only be able to take public transit to go picking or be stuck at the LA bins as your main source?
I'll take the public transit.
Take the public transit. That's how bad the LA Bins is.
Yeah. Because that would be.
So if you have a good day picking on public transit, you're just hauling shit around over your shoulder all day.
Yeah.
And if you find that big piece of art that's like 6 feet by 2 feet, you're like fucked.
Yeah, true. Or you could just call, you kill it early, you call it a day if I can catch the bus home.
Or get an Uber. You're like, fuck it, I just made $1,000 bucks.
I ball out, no, I get the Uber. Fuck the bus pass.
Okay. Would you rather find a hog 3D emblem with a back print and a tag, good size? Or
Tigle.
Would you rather find the Nike Geisha, same, good size, tag?
Ooh, that's tough. I'm going to go with, I feel like the hog's going to hold more weight.
You think so? Really?
Yeah, because I feel like I've seen the geishas be like, some people get crazy for them, but then I feel like I've seen them maybe either, I don't know, could be reprints or something, but not go for crazy like.
Yeah, it's true. Like, I've seen them go for as low as like 5, 6, but then I've seen them go for like 15-ish, probably 2. And the hog would probably,
depending on
the hog would probably hold steady like 9 to 11. I don't know.
Yeah. Like if you go to party animals or.
Yeah, the party animals kills it. So, all right.
Yeah.
There we have it. Okay, let's get into some value dropping here for the listeners. Hopefully there's a lot of listeners on this one. We've been getting like, I don't know, 300-400 listeners now an episode, which I'm pretty happy about. So thank you guys for listening. Make sure you go give this podcast a 5-star review.
Yeah, big shout out to listeners.
Subscribe to Vintage and Things. Okay, so you have what, 40,000 followers? IG, 30,000 followers?
Almost 40, yeah.
Almost 40. Let's hear Jase's 5 tips for crushing on Instagram.
Crushing on Instagram. Honestly, first I want to say fuck Instagram. Because they do bullshit with these algorithms and fucking fuckery that they do. But
okay, well that brings me to one point I want to say. That you got to fucking diversify. We talked about diversifying your picking in the thrift. You got to diversify your selling.
Yeah.
If you rely on Instagram as your sole means of traffic, sole means of sales, if you don't even have a website, if all you're doing is selling on Instagram and they fuck the algorithm again and your people aren't seeing your shit, you're fucked.
Or if you're only selling on Instagram and it crashes tomorrow, you're fucked.
Yeah. Like what if Instagram sells to another company and they just decide to switch the whole platform and it doesn't work anymore? Take your following that you have now on Instagram and use it to diversify into other things. Why don't you start a podcast like I'm doing? Why don't you go on YouTube? Why don't you open a website? Why don't you start fucking blogging? These are all means of getting people to see your shit, but nobody's doing it. All they're doing is posting on Instagram. Okay, back to you with your 5 Instagram tips.
So
the only reason we're doing the only 5 Instagram tips is because I know all you fuckers are only on Instagram. You're not doing anything else. So we're giving you the 5 Instagram tips.
Just the Instagram.
Okay.
I would say one of the most important things I feel like is network. Communicate with people. Don't be a robot. Like you said, show your face. Build relationships with people.
So by that, answer your friggin' DMs.
Exactly. Yeah, there's a lot of people I know that, I don't answer DMs. I don't even respond. Like, why?
Yeah, it's like if that person isn't going to buy something, you don't answer the DM. Like, answer the DM. Talk to somebody.
Saying I turned down money.
And respond to comments.
Yeah, respond to comments. Give people feedback. Try and definitely curate, your what you're posting. Give some, make what you're posting substantial. A lot of people, which then that blows my mind because then you'll have people posting bullshit, whether it be famous people, whatever, and that shit. People like looking at a fucking wall or, I feel like this, you look at like all the Supreme heads or skate heads, like you're supposed to have a group of followers, but they'll post a fucking, here's my picture of my beer, fucking, and that shit somehow goes off, I guess it's their audience is into weird shit. Like, you ever notice that? Yeah,
and it could be like that person's so famous for other things outside of Instagram that
true.
They can just like do what they want, but if you're only...
Like, you could look at, like, Odd Future dudes. If you've ever looked at any of the shit, like, those dudes will post random, blurry pics. Like, it's like, and it's like a pic doesn't need to be necessarily, like, shot with a high grade camera, and you could snap a fucking iPhone flick, and
It's true.
so again, that goes back to kind of your relationship with your followers. Build that relationship. Substantial, relevant content, I feel like, is key. Post stuff that depicts you. What is your message you're trying to bring across? Whether it be influencer, like in a brand. They should be able to, like, kind of like Taryn said, see your post and know, okay, that's this person.
Yeah, that's like consistency in the look.
Yeah.
That was actually a super good point Taryn said, because I feel like I don't really worry too much about that for me personally, but I feel like it's so true. Like, you look at him, you can definitely tell it's him usually, or like there's certain bin kids that you can tell because they always have the blue bin in there.
Yeah.
Or like vintage heat wave.
You
can
their
tell
style is
their
just
style. He
specific.
does like a body shot, a lay flat, a body shot, a lay flat. And it's like so consistent that when that pops up in your feed, you know it's him. That was a super good point of Terrence. And I think what you're saying about substantial content and is also important. Like, if you look at the future, influencers are dying already.
Yeah.
Like, people that are just hot and post cool outfits and pics of themselves are dying off anyway because they have there's no meat on the bone there.
Exactly.
The people who are actually doing cool things and saying cool stuff and helping people or teaching people or funny, they're the ones who are going to last through this like next wave of influencers.
They're relating to their fans and audience,
Yeah, and you got to give people something. I told you this off camera. It's like you either give them comedy, you give them education, you give them value, or like you got to give them something. But like if it's just posting photos, it's like that shit runs dry.
Yeah.
Nobody cares anymore.
Yeah, after a while, it's like, okay, well, here's just a mannequin.
Yeah.
Wearing different fits every day. We don't know who this person is. What they're like, and most of the time, it's a shitty person. So
exactly.
We're
We're giving you guys value right now.
Yeah.
In Jase's top 5 IG tips. We're gonna give you even more value because we're gonna give you Jase's cleaning vintage methods.
Oh shit!
The tried and true cleaning methods of how you get your fucking white t-shirts clean.
That's a lot of people have asked on that one. Yeah, I'm pretty good with the stain techniques. Just air it all out right now.
Bust it.
A big fan of the OxyClean. I just kind of mix all my shit.
Okay, so like, give us your full method. Like, you'll separate your whites, you separate your colors.
Yeah, so like yesterday, I got all my shit from you. I'll separate my whites, colors. I actually tried something new the other day. I did all the whites in the tub.
I saw that.
Yeah.
So
and just did a huge vat.
And so what shit did you put in there?
I'd put like bleach, oxy whitener.
Because bleach will never bleach the screen print.
No.
It could fuck with a watercolor print, but those are way more rare than screen prints anyway.
Exactly. So it's never gonna fuck the print. And then what's weird is I was gonna ask you this: will it fuck with a ringer?
Bleach, yeah.
Because some it will, and I bleached that skull bandit and it didn't fuck with it. But I have a ringer.
But you
that
also
has bleach
probably
marks
put
on
like a light amount of bleach within the tub, right?
I'd use a pretty hefty amount.
I mean, it would be consistent anyway, so like it might look.
But like embroidery, it doesn't fuck up either. Certain embroidery.
Well, if the embroidery is a nylon thread, if the embroidery is in cotton thread, it will fuck it.
Because I've seen where certain like NBA jerseys, it'll bleach and it won't bleach the like NBA patch.
Yeah, it's just fabric content, man.
Got you.
So sorry,
bleach, oxy, and then I have this like special soap I use. It's called Zote soap.
Did I just get a little hint of hesitation there to tell people your secret soap?
This fool's dying over here.
Yeah.
No, I don't give a fuck. You guys can all use that shit. It's at the 99-cent store.
It's called Zoot soap?
Zote soap.
Zote. Spell this out for us.
Zote.
All right, Zote soap. We got the secret out of them.
So when all these clean clothes start coming, thank your boy, because it's going to be from the Zote soap.
That's so dope. Okay, well, we got it. We got the cleaning methods. Next on the value bomb here, what about advice you would give yourself if you could look back to like those first days you were really hunting and digging till now? Like if you could save yourself some heartache and anguish, what would you tell yourself?
You know, I kind of got had me laughing when Karen was like, I'd do everything the same. And you're like, oh, you're just this perfect specimen. It's like, not even because things are perfect, but just because, yeah, I'd probably say the same
he
because
said that
of the
with
way
like
things shape
an
me.
arrogant tone of cockiness. It was like,
I would say
nothing.
In the sense of, I'm just like, I don't know, I appreciate the hardships and, you know, the trials and tribulations are what make you, so.
Yeah.
Wouldn't, like you say, you wouldn't be where you are today without, you know, the fuck ups or
True,
you know, passing on shit or
totally.
Everything happens as it should. So
so what about plans for the future, man? What do you got going on? What do you want to do? What are your goals?
Just expand the brand, trying to get everything just onward and upward, keep growing. Trying to buy a house. Start saving for a house, buy a house.
Speaking of saving for a house, you just got your 401k account,
Roth IRA,
Roth IRA.
A Roth IRA, however they want to.
So give these people. Basically, I feel like a lot of the people that listen to this are young people in the business, thrifters, pickers, resellers. So tell them about the Roth IRA. Quick explanation.
Just for any young entrepreneur, if you're self-employed or don't have a 401k, it's a way for you to invest and create one. Create your own little nest egg that you'll have there, you know, when it's time to cash out. And it's got, you know, all its tricks for not being able to be taxed, and there's a lot of benefits to it, and kind of more diversified.
So basically, if you don't work for a big corporation that has a good retirement plan, you're on your own. You got to save for your own life. If you don't start saving now, you're basically fucked.
Yeah, when you retire, what you have is fucking what you have. So you better.
If you think you're gonna get rich from running your game of reselling t-shirts, you're probably sadly mistaken. I'm gonna just drop some of this quick fear mongering into these kids, okay, Jase? Okay, to retire first of all, people are gonna live to be like 120 years old by the time any of you guys are gonna retire. Even by the time I retire, I'll probably live to be like 110, which means if I retire at like say 75 years old, I got 35 years to fucking pay for my life. I'm gonna need like $5 million to pay for my life for 35 years if I want to live a fucking good, fulfilled life. Plus, everything also is going to get more expensive as you get older.
Exactly. I was going to say,
so life is going to be more expensive. I don't want to live in a fucking shitty home that costs me $1,000 a month. I'll be balling out. You guys should be too. You're never going to get rich off your business. Like the chances of you actually getting rich from your business is super slim to none. Unless you're going to be the next round two, which I highly doubt it. What you got to do is you got to get rich off investing. You got to take money out of your business that you're doing now and you got to invest it. That's where the Roth IRA comes into play. It's a vehicle for investing your money. I'm not going to get into super deep on this one. I'll do other episodes and other content based around how you can do that, how you can invest. But basically, you all should open a Roth IRA today. You should be thinking about investing into your future, even if it's small amounts.
Penny saved is a penny earned.
Exactly. I'm passionate about this shit because I started late, and I know a lot of you people are young, and you should be starting now, and you should be balling the fuck out by the time you're 40, and you can quit this shit and go live on the beach somewhere. Pretty good explanation of what they need to do.
No, totally. Wear your $500 tee on a beach when you're 40.
Yeah, exactly.
And never have to worry about selling it or another one.
So more on that later, but so you want to buy a house, keep going on your plans.
Just expand the brand. I've kind of been on the fence as far as maybe doing some rework stuff or doing a streetwear brand or something else kind of creative, maybe even just like design work.
So that brings you back to like you used to make clothes, man.
Yeah.
There was a period where you were doing the polar bear 5 panels. Mm-hmm. You had a hat guy making hats for you.
And even before that, I had kind of how you were brushing on partnerships and stuff, like businesses with friends. And yeah, I had a friend at the time. We had kind of like a little streetwear brand, and that just kind of created a falling out, you know, whatever. But kind of burnt me on the whole screen printing, like graphic design aspect for a while, and kind of pushed me more into the vintage, like cut and sew. And yeah, that's when I was doing the 5 panels. Was doing all like rework fabrics, vintage fabrics for 5 panels, and it's So most people don't realize it. Like when Supreme was started really blowing up, they used to be the only brand with 5 panels, and like you couldn't get like cycling style caps like that back in the day. It was just snapbacks, or fitteds.
Yeah.
Like, so that was kind of my incentive to just be dropping really limited 5 panels. The brims and caps were rework fabric, and I did like a couple of different garments, just kind of cut and sew stuff.
So you want to get back into that, eh?
Yeah, that shit was fun. It's weird how you go through waves, and things make you appreciate things more, and it's like I got out of that, but I'd want to get back in for sure.
I wonder now, we're in this major boom of resellers and vintage heads. I wonder if there's going to be a huge boom of like everybody trying to start brands at some point, because all these, as like
I feel like there definitely was. I don't know if it was so much a boom, but there was definitely a wave of like, because that was like the joke. Oh, you have a clothing, another clothing brand.
Yeah.
And
it's funny because we're entering into a time where people are going to be buying less. Stores are closing. Forever 21's going out of business. Like department stores are closing down. Retail's dying. There's going to be less clothes. There's whole movements of people that are boycotting buying new clothing. Period. So like we're in a wicked position because we sell used clothes, and that is sustainable, and that's what people want. But I'm wondering, like, it's going to be harder and harder to start a new brand and make a go at it, because I think people eventually will just not be down with buying used clothes. I mean, new clothes.
Yeah.
Or only buy like sustainable new clothes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, for sure.
It's gonna be interesting.
Because like I think you've kind of brushed on, like, you go to the thrift and look at how many, wasted Gildans there are, or triple ATs. Like, it's just shit being printed on them.
Thousands and thousands.
Forever.
Thousands.
Yeah, just constantly thousands.
It's ridiculous.
So it's how do you? It could be to capitalize on that waste.
Reworking.
Yeah, rework.
Reworking's the future. I could get into a million other things about sustainable fashion, but we'll save that for later. The only last thing I want to talk about before we wrap here is Rose Bowl memories, man. You got any interesting Rose Bowl memories you can share? Because basically our relationship has been based around the Rose Bowl, but it's grown way beyond. Even like you, me, and Ray, we did a mammoth snowboard fishing trip one time after bowl, which was super fun. But yeah, like, what's your best Rose Bowl memories?
Best memories, honestly, probably back when I was working for you guys. It's like, that shit was hard work, but it was fulfilling.
It was fun.
Yeah, it's like you're tired of shit, but I'd always have fat stack of new clothes and fucking get paid good, and
a lot of laughs.
Mad laughs.
Laughs.
Good times fucking around.
Yeah, totally.
It's like shit. We even have like our own memories of just fucking. I feel like burger. Just like shit burgers done and fucking.
Yeah.
Or like just worker memories in general.
How people? I just thought of something. How people do those, like, take a picture of yourself every day for a year or whatever. It'd be sick to have like a timeline of a photo of us from the first bowl all the way till now. Because if you think about it, we started 15 years ago times 12. That's like 200 and some bowls. It's crazy.
It's a shitload, yeah.
Wild. So, who you want to shout out, man?
Shout out F as in Frank.
Thanks.
Shout out to you guys.
Thanks for being here, man.
Yeah, appreciate you having me. Shout out Casey Pitt, Rare Vintage, held me down in Philly when I was just out there for the East Coast trip. Foul Play Vintage over here, again, all my homies in the game. Just
Mom and Dad.
Mom and Dad, creating me. Wouldn't be
good
here
job,
without
guys.
them. Yeah, you guys did a good job, I think. Just shout out to everybody that shows me love in the game, appreciates what I do, and respects it.
Hell yeah. Any other things you want to give wisdom to the youngins in the game? Last words of wisdom?
I think I've said it. I said it before on one of your stories. Just find a way to make money at what you love, and you'll never work a day in your life.
Yes. I love that shit. Okay, I want to recap the challenge here. So the challenge is to go out there and make amends with someone you have beef with. It's not worth the energy. It's not worth the time. Go make amends. Make up. Don't waste your energy
At
and
least
time.
you'll know too that you were the bigger person that tried to put the olive branch
If
out.
it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But at least you've let it go. It's about letting it go. And we need you to go give this podcast a 5-star review.
5-star review.
Subscribe to this podcast. If you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. Follow my boy, PFR. Follow me, Drew Heifetz. Vintage and Things. Follow Ray Rizzle. He's drinking a beer on the bed right now. Foul Play Vintage. And we are out. That's it. That's a wrap. I got to log into the computer before I can even turn it off.